Hi Pisces, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, I would like to set the intention for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Alright, so I'm seeing right away that we're letting go of something. There may be something that you've been involved in that you feel like is not elevating you. It can be a conversation space. It can be something energetically that you've been involved with, and it's something that you recognize that it's come time to let go of. Very interesting. For some of you, this is directly related to a relationship. Maybe you feel like by holding on to certain things and like not releasing them, you may feel like you're compromising the balance within a relationship. And maybe you feel like it's hindering you from feeling fulfilled within a dynamic. This also reminds me too of letting go of anything within your life that you feel like is not harmonious, meaning any relationships, any dynamics, anything that is not supporting your pursuit of happiness. And this is too about balancing things and being patient with yourself when it comes to expectations you have, how you want to be interacting with others, communicating expectations. Because you may be stepping into something new, but there's a sense of like prior to being able to have this, whatever this new beginning is, there's a sense of needing to let go of something. And this can be old habits. This can be places where you feel like you're more rigid and less fluid. Yeah, this can be related to things that have happened in the past for you that you're still working to adjust to. Because it feels almost like there may be some things from the past that you're still holding on to, and you feel like now it could be like bleeding into the present for you. So this is something that needs to be worked through and let go of. Yeah, I'm seeing something relating to a past relationship with someone. So what I'm getting is that there could have been a past experience that you had with someone that you were in a dynamic with, some type of commitment with this person, and you feel like they didn't show up for you. And it's almost like some sort of ideal or dream that you had of your future and how you wanted it to be, or even like your happiness within that moment. You feel like it was affected by the way that this person showed up. So this is about letting go of that and moving on from it, I'm getting, because it's almost like you recognize that you weren't going to find what you were looking for in a certain situation because of who it was that you were working with. And there's a sense of here moving on from that. But what I'm getting is that because of whatever situation this was that happened in the past, there's a sense of needing to get to a place where you're grounding and processing whatever that was so you can truly move on from it. Because it may be something that you're still holding on to at times. Like what had happened with this person, and it's like even though you've made progress, there's still a sense of energetic lingering that I'm seeing here. It's like definitely feeling very affected by whatever this was that happened, and I'm seeing that you have like made progress with it for sure, but there's a sense of like still holding on to it somehow, holding on to that experience and not like fully processing it. So that's what I'm seeing is the movement now. This is about giving yourself the time that you need to transmute this energy and what had happened in the past for you. This is too about grounding in the face of feeling triggered at times, yeah, because I'm seeing, like, definitely, I'm hearing hung up, definitely still hung up about something. And it may be affecting a current relationship that you have as well, or like even a perspective relationship for some. This is too about being like, well, I've been hurt in the past and now I'm like weary about love, and maybe feeling weary of being vulnerable with someone too. And maybe this is as well something that we're recognizing. I'm looking at Sagittarius, I'm looking at Gemini. Because there's a sense of knowing what the potential is for an ideal relationship, whether this is something that you have currently or something that you're searching for. But there is for sure a sense of needing to let something go. As I said before, I'm seeing that this is something that happened in the past, but it's something that you still get caught up within. It's like in thinking back on this, and maybe you're too recognizing now how this has affected like where you are now. And maybe it's showing you as well where you're not to and where you want to be working on something. Because there's a sense here of like, even if something was perfectly placed in your lap, you may not emotionally be ready for it yet, because you still have to work through something. When it comes to trust is specifically what I'm hearing. You may as well have been looking for clarity on what's upcoming for you. Something that once you address it is going to be over and you can start a new chapter for yourself. It feels too like you may have been experiencing some sort of block and looking for clarity on what that was as well. In order for you to manifest what you want into your life, there's this sense of needing to understand as well what's blocking you from manifesting what you want. Yeah. What it looks like to me is that you may have shied away from manifesting something you wanted, like whether this was deliberate or not, because there was still a sense of holding on to a past situation that had happened. And this is about making moves that you feel are from a pure, cleared heart space. Otherwise, there's a sense of reliving the same situation until the lesson is completed. Of knowing how to work through that energy. At times too, you may feel a little bit unclear about what it is that you want, what it is that you're trying to manifest. Again, it's like whether this is Whether this is conscious or subconscious, I'm seeing that there could be confusion at times about what you want, and maybe you feel like there are a lot of different options, and maybe you're trying to get clearer ground when it comes to that, what it is that you're trying to manifest, what it is that you want in your life. This reminds me too, it kind of feels like you may want different things, but you're not completely solid on a particular thing, and so it kind of hinders that from actually happening. And maybe at times you also are like, well, is this in alignment for me? Is it not? And this is about making the choice to go with what is in alignment for you. Because I'm seeing too that you definitely have guidance, Pisces, and there's a sense here of the more you're listening to that, the more it's helping you make executive decisions when it comes to your stability and your goals and what's ideal to you. But what I'm getting is there's still definitely some sort of fear. It's almost like, well, if I dream that big, is that going to be ripped away from me? Like, I'm seeing something like that here. It's like, you know what it is that you want to be building towards, and you have like a perspective and an idea of what certain goals are for you, but there's still a sense of fear and maybe even attachment that needs to be processed through in relation to that, like something that needs to be let go of. And you may be recognizing too that there's some relationship, something emotionally you've been engaging in that needs to end, that you feel is not healthy for you because it just causes further confusion. And once you do this, I'm seeing you like kind of have a clear pathway of being able to manifest what it is that you're trying to do here. And I'm seeing it be related to another person. But there's a sense of needing to shed an old cycle prior to being able to step into this, because there's also a sense of like, because of whatever past heartbreak this was that you experienced, it's like even if this is presented to you, there's a sense of like not being able to recognize that until the heart space is cleared. So yeah, it feels very much like addressing blockages to me. Like anything that's stopping you from getting where it is that you're trying to go. But I'm seeing that you're going to be making a decision to part ways with something or someone. It's like whatever this still is that you know you want to end, but you still may not have done. But I'm seeing that you're going to be it's like because you're really believing in yourself and believing in your path and believing in your guidance, there's something that you're getting more comfortable addressing for yourself here, and that's really going to help you move on from whatever this is that needs to move on. And I'm getting that it's something that had kind of broken, and this is about putting back the pieces of yourself here and being able to move in the direction without anything blocking you further. But for sure, there's a sense of needing to recognize what those blockages are prior to being able to address them. Because we have to admit that there is some sort of issue or blockage before we can go about doing something about that. I'm looking at Saturn, I'm looking at Mercury, Taurus, Pluto, and Libra. I'm going to pull a couple more cards. For some of you, I'm seeing that there's healing work that you're doing. For others of you, you may be receiving a message from an Aquarius. It's the only major arcana I'm looking at. Or a Capricorn. I'm getting this. The clearer that you're getting on your emotions and the messages you're receiving, the less tied down and stressed out you're going to be feeling about what it is that you're carrying. Because I'm seeing that there may be like some type of attachment you have or some sort of burden that you're carrying right now. And it may be like causing some fog or confusion about what it is that you're needing to see. And also, I'm getting this too, for some of you, there's something that needs to be let go of, that you feel like you're holding on to, that you may feel like has power over you. This can be a habit, this can be a relationship, anything that you're involved in that you feel has like any sort of addictive quality to it, anything like that. Any sort of attachment type of quality to it. And I'm seeing that as soon as you drop this, you're going to be dropping stress, and there may be a message that's going to come through for you, but until you address whatever blockage this is or attachment, I'm seeing with the Devil, it's like the message isn't going to be received. But I'm seeing this as like being something that you're looking forward to, or that you will be excited about when it comes through. But there's a sense of needing to address something prior to that happening for you. I'm looking at the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it feels like something karmically that's being tied out. Like, as soon as you drop whatever additional baggage this is, I'm seeing that something's going to be coming through for you. All right, Pisces, we are going to leave it here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I will catch you guys next time.